you doing? Laura.
Holy shit, that was loud. I'm good. How are you?
see, we're fucked up because last month I had the mic far away from my face, so I set you up for failure by putting it right inside my mouth.
Yeah, no, that's what it sounded like.
Yeah, pretty much. How you doing, Laura?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Busy. I'm so busy.
Yeah.
I'm very busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I asked you what times would work, and I'm like, hey, Laura, when should we record? By the way, I can't do anything. So it was either right now or very late. So I appreciate you making the time to do this, to give me even more work to do in a couple of days.
Anything I can do to put more on your plate, Colin. You know how it goes.
My plate overfloweth with bullshit. I'm moving, which on its own is, honestly not that bad. I've packed up everything that is not currently in use or just like staying in my nightstands. 4 boxes.
Yeah, I really think you're you're on the minority here.
Yeah, no, I know that. And I'm just like, I threw out a bunch of stuff. All of my clothes fit in a single box, and it's not a very big box. I guess you could say it's 6 boxes because there's a bunch of toys in a box in my closet, and I put some stuff in my luggage. Once I pack up all my electronics in use, it might be 5 boxes. I don't know, man. I see Rebecca taking up half the living room, and I can't even fill up one of my closets with my stuff. It's just, I feel good about it when I think about it, and that's anchoring me.
Yeah.
The busyness is not so much like moving is a lot. It is, but it's fine. I'm wondering if other people freak out about moving more because they have so much stuff and I just don't. Maybe
it definitely. I have, I think, 8 boxes just of books, God. Between me and Charles, we have 8 boxes of books.
8 boxes of books. Did you know that you could put all those books in an iPad?
I don't own an iPad, first of all.
I know.
Second of all, I do know that, but books don't run out of batteries, Colin.
Have you used an iPad? They kind of don't either. It's insane.
No, I just don't. I have to admit, I remember there was a store meeting we had a long time ago, and I was sitting next to Becky, and I'll never forget this. And they were like,
our
is
store
coming
meeting
to iPad.
Okay.
A very long time ago.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I don't really like to read on screens or whatever. And they're like, we're going to give you free books to download. I was like, oh, that's so exciting. And she laughed at me for changing my tune so quickly. And guess what? I never read those books because I don't like reading on my phone that much.
Yeah.
Or my iPad.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I have no such collections. I even threw out a couple of my little Star Trek things because I was like, I'm not putting them up anywhere. The cats are just ripping the nacelles off my ships. So it's fine. No, I threw out at this point probably as much as I've packed, and that feels nice.
Yeah, that is good.
The rest of my day after today is going to be packing up all the linen stuff and the kitchen stuff, and that should be fine. Now, what was the cherry on top was we've talked a little bit about me doing an edit for Ben and Adam at Uxbridge Shimoda LLC, producers of the Star Trek podcast we love so much. Originally, that was supposed to happen in early September, and so I planned to move at the end of October, and of course, stuff happened, and they were like, hey, we're going to be doing this right when you move. So I managed to schedule it so it's okay. I'm moving in 2 days. I locked in my edit for them a couple days ago. I'm not going to say anything more about what it was or how it went or anything like that, because I still don't know it's okay, but I have officially done paid podcast editing for another group, which is fun. And of course, right as that was coming up, someone from the TV show I worked on was like, hey, I've got a guy I used to do freelance stuff for. Do you want to edit podcasts for him? So I submitted him some stuff and we had a meeting. So that might be a thing soon. So maybe extra podcast stuff. And this is all coming up as, we're moving. It's all happening at once. Hooray.
Of course.
Cool. And then I submitted my thing and they're like, hey, if we have notes for you, just see if you can get them done later in the week. And I'm like, I don't know if that's possible, guys. It just might not be. So we'll see how that goes, especially because I was using a free trial for Adobe Audition to edit it. So it's
Oh.
new. Part of the reason it took a while was it's software I hadn't really used before. I mean, it's similar to Premiere, which I used for Pantheon, but
Yeah, but there's always little things that you're used to
just
doing
like
that,
little things. Like I have some stuff on my iPad workflow that just like saves a lot of time, and I'm like, I'm not gonna try to reinvent the wheel. Let me try to work within their parameters.
right?
But that trial expires today. So,
Oh, good.
so I don't know. I'm just kind of busy. I'm just kind of
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah.
I think the added stress is that we tried to get the move scheduled to happen earlier in the week, so I requested time off for it. And then they were like, we can't do that. So basically, we have a 2-day window where we can move our stuff in before this place won't let us be here anymore. And we have to pay extra for those 2 days. If we weren't paying extra prorated stuff, there would literally be no overlap. We would have had to like sleep in a U-Haul for a night.
Yikes.
So it's just everything ended up sort of coming together all at the same time. It's not bad. I'm just busy.
It's just a lot.
I'm just busy.
Well, I'm very glad that it's not bad, because I feel like if I were in your shoes, I would be a disaster.
You went through much worse than what my shoes are going through now, mere months ago.
Yeah.
And I guess to your credit, you were not doing so hot with the house buying thing. You're right. It was not great. But you made it. I made it. Very nice.
I made it. As will you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am also as always extremely busy, where we had the phone launch and the watch launch and the MacBook launch and the HomePod mini launches this Sunday.
Oh my God.
I have.
And you're the person that sort of runs a lot of that, helps run a lot of those internal processes, right? Like you help organize
It's my
shit.
job.
Yeah.
It's my job to do the thing.
Yeah.
But thank God, because we're doing the HomePod mini reset on Sunday the 31st, which is Halloween, and we found out about it not too long ago, and by that I mean on Tuesday.
Nice.
But I had already RTO'd Halloween Day, because Ellie and I, and Charles, of course, are going trick-or-treating for the first time, and she's going as a hot dog, and we're going as ketchup and mustard, and I will not be at work.
She's going as a hot dog.
She's going as a hot dog. Kid loves food.
God, she does.
Yeah.
Man, really that sounds kind of lovely. Rebecca has to go do Halloween stuff with her kids. So I think that's another thing adding a bit of stress on me, is that I also don't know if I said this last time. I sold my car. So I don't have a car
tell
anymore.
Me that, yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know if it was on the podcast, but we've talked about it.
Yeah. So I don't have a car anymore, which is great in that I'm saving hundreds of dollars a month for something I barely used. After 2 years and letting Rebecca go on 2 road trips with it, I think it hit 7,000 miles. Like it was a waste of money once work from home became a thing. But also I got like $3,000 back for it. So that's basically I'm happy to say money is not a problem in this situation. Like I was pretty good about making sure I just had a nice big cushion. So I bought I got smart blinds, I got a new router, I got a smart lock thermostat. I'm like decking out everything I need. I'm gonna get a new HomePod mini because I want one for downstairs, because I'm gonna have it downstairs now.
Hey, fancy.
Yeah, so it's been nice to have the money part, but now I'm going to be faced with moving on the 30th and 31st, and Rebecca is going to have to go do stuff with her kids, so I'm basically going to be stuck at best with an entire U-Haul to get around if I have to.
I mean, if money's not a problem, you can always rent a car for a day or two.
I can. I don't wanna, because I then have to like just get to the place and do that. Like, there is more time that will go into that, and like we need to be in 100% by the end of the 31st, and it's probably gonna be largely on me to do that. Which is fine. But like our
you sound thrilled.
Yeah, it's just like
it's a lot.
It is. It's just busy. And like I'm really trying to make sure I have no downtime with internet. Like we get the keys Friday afternoon. And I want to have internet running immediately in that place, because I have 3 jobs right now that hang on me having internet. So
that makes sense.
Minimize downtime. And Rebecca's like, I think you're addicted to the internet. And I'm like, I'm more addicted to money, honestly.
Yeah.
I like that more than the internet.
I'm addicted to not being fired.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, hey, you're a prospective hire. This is one of your dream job kind of deals, but you can't actually do the job, so no thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sure
do
it
you
would
have
come
your
down to that.
setup or your appointment already set up and everything?
So you don't need an appointment. I just need to get it approved. The pain in the ass has been whoever's moving out of there hasn't canceled their plan. Basically, they'll just give me a modem. I got a new router set up, which is good timing because our router, the Airport Extreme, is dying. It is awful. Nothing loads. It cannot handle multiple devices anymore. And I'm like, I'm not setting up my Wi-Fi system like 5 days before I move, but it's been rough. So I have everything I need. It's just that the person that was in there didn't cancel their shit, so they had to verify stuff from me. And once they did, they were like, "Oh, that person was an employee of our company, so we need to go through extra hoops." And I'm just like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" So I'm just trying to get all that done. Again, it's not bad. It's just like a lot of little shit. A lot of little shit.
Yeah.
But
that feels like my entire life now.
Yeah.
So whenever like you ask me about things, I just constantly have that list of shit going on.
Yep.
Just forever.
Yeah. And that is a big part of why I am saying like, hey, don't need kids, don't need cars. What can I get? It's just like why I only have like 4 boxes of stuff. What is this stuff going to cause me besides a headache? And if the answer is sentimentality, I am a bastard and I don't care. So
I don't even think I have that much stuff that's sentimental. I just have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I also have a baby and she has a lot of stuff.
baby need a lot of stuff because if baby don't have stuff, baby loud, and baby loud is bad bad baby. So like math checks out 100%. Yeah, it's just I don't know, it's good. I'm excited for it to be over. And in all this, my friend Pat, he got he locked down a pre-order for the Halo Infinite Xbox Series X, and then he was like, I don't want it anymore, do you want it? And I'm like, yes I do. So now I'm definitely not gonna have two Xbox Series X's, so I'm gonna sell my old one. So if Charles is still looking for a Series X, I'll probably have a lead on it in a couple weeks. Wink. I mean, I still have the original box and it is in perfect condition. It just has banked a lot of hours of Destiny, which I hope doesn't contaminate it for him.
Yeah, I mean, I'll share that info with him.
We'll talk.
Sure.
We'll talk. Okay.
We'll keep in touch.
Welcome to our podcast where we sell each other things and shame each other for having 8 boxes of books. So what? Another little thing you do? Star Trek Prodigy came out today, and I'm assuming you have not had a chance to watch it.
I have not. But I have started recently. I have broken my no TV with Ellie.
Oh, good, because Rebecca and I definitely broke that when we were there, for sure.
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, I think Charles was already starting to watch movies with her and stuff. But like,
we were watching Toy Story. I mean, Ellie was watching Toy Story. I just happened, to be seeing it.
You were just there,
and Toy Story 2 also. It's fine.
Right. But like, it's our thing now where we'll eat dinner, we get dressed, she'll take a bath, whatever, and then we watch like 20 minutes of a movie or TV or something. And so I watched Great British Baking Show with her the other day, which was real nice.
Oh, she must have been grunting the whole time.
And then I watched Prodigy with her. I think that's going to be like when Charles is at work before bed. I think we're going to watch that together.
That's good. I will say it is definitely like a kid's show, not like a little kid's show. It's not Paw Patrol area. It's more like Last Airbender, Teen Titans kind of vibe. But CG. So like there are definitely going to be bits where as adults we're kind of like, okay, but also it's fucking gorgeous. It's most CG shows, most computer generated 3D shows, I find very lacking in detail because they just don't have the budget for it. This is like a stunningly good looking show. With a great sense of style and art direction all the way through, and just higher fidelity than I'm used to. So if nothing else, I'm going to enjoy looking at it.
Well, that's something.
But you did mention Bake Off.
I did.
Oh man, how you feeling about this season so far? We're 5 episodes in?
I'm feeling real good about this season.
It's so nice. It's so pleasant.
Yeah, I don't think we talked about this on the podcast, but I think we definitely texted about it where like last season and even maybe the season before that, I don't really remember, just kind of felt like it was like, it didn't feel as cozy. Like it just didn't really have the same vibe. It was like a little more, I don't know. And my friend Marlo and I were talking about how it felt like they were like trying to one up the challenges where they're like, no, you have to build something that's like totally crazy. And it was starting to feel more like Americanized and like you have to do something wild instead of just like do this thing really, really, really well. And it feels like it's gotten back to that of like the charm and the just be a really good baker.
Yeah. I'm noticing a lot more. It's weird to say this for a reality show, but character moments, like just like focusing on stuff that the bakers are saying and doing, not just to progress the plot of the episode, but like a lot more just like happy little moments of people enjoying themselves. So it feels less like a mad dash to the finish. And it feels like there's a little more room to breathe. It's a little less intense. And I think a lot of those are production choices. I think it may also come down to the fact that, they're doing the COVID bubble again. So they're, they're marathoning it. But this time it's not a shock to the system. Like that upends your whole production pipeline when you have to redo the competition scheduling. So this time they probably had a lot more lead time to figure out how do we want to do this. I don't know. I'd love to see some behind the scenes.
It just feels better.
It does.
I am so glad that Noel's back. I don't love the second new host who I just cannot remember his name ever.
Matt. It's Matt.
Matt. Yes, it's Matt. It is Matt. Yes. He's fine. He's better this season than he was last season, but I don't love his sense of humor.
Hey Siri, stop. Sorry, go ahead.
Wow, rude. Are you timing our call?
No, I had to time something for Rebecca.
Nice.
I wouldn't put you in a cage like that, I promise. But
okay,
but we gotta hurry. But you're gonna put me in that cage because you gotta go back to work soon, I guess.
Yeah, I have 12 minutes.
Okay.
But I miss the original hosts. They were so good.
Yeah,
whatever.
I just don't. I have no bad feelings toward them. I enjoyed them a lot, but I don't know. I guess I got over it pretty quickly. I don't know.
Well, you did say you were an unfeeling whatever you called yourself. Yeah. I don't remember, and I don't want to make it worse than you did.
I am an unsentimental bastard.
A psychopath.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just I everybody's entitled to their preference. It's just I don't know. I feel like it falls into the same category of people who are hashtag not my Star Trek when we're no, Discovery's not next gen, but I still have fun watching it. So I don't know. I never find myself yearning.
I enjoyed their sense of humor, and I enjoyed their relationship with with each other and with the contestants more.
Yeah.
Noel is doing a better job with that, but they used to go around and poke the cakes or whatever. And I remember one time Mel accidentally
she ruined someone's
cake and was oh my god,
and she had to fess up to improve. I'm gonna guess that there are rules for Noel and Matt because of that shit.
Yeah.
So that's fine. I don't know. When it was Noel and Sandy, it felt a little overproduced and formal. I feel like Matt and Noel now are much more just let's just fucking goof around a bit. It definitely you can definitely tell they're staging it, but it doesn't feel like producers in a room stage. It feels like a bunch of kids in an empty theater goofing around on stage kind of vibe, and I'm here for it. Mel and Sue are lovely. So hold on, that timer does mean I have to step away for 10 seconds or so. I'll be right back.
All right. Do 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 do. Just in case you want to use that.
Oh, I'm back.
What?
I'm back.
Was that return?
Whew. Okay, there are just so many boxes in the way of me and the thing I had to go do. Yeah, I swear I had a lot of other big things I wanted to mention, but I just sat
Critical Role Campaign 3 just started. That's very exciting.
Ooh, tell me more about that, because I don't know much.
Well, today it will be the second episode. Tonight will air second episode. They were on break for quite a while.
Uh-huh.
They did a little limited run called Exandria Unlimited, which apparently, I just joked it was a limited run. It was unlimited. It's pretty funny. I'm so tired going all of the time.
I can tell.
I didn't watch it, but apparently some of the characters are coming over. So Ashley Johnson played a fawn Nope, her name is Fern. Yes, a fawn named Fern, who
Fern to
she
Fawn.
played Fern Fawn, who she played in Exandria, that she's playing again now. But I haven't watched it, so I don't really know how that's translating over. But yeah, I mean, it's a good time. I enjoyed the first episode. It's always really fun to listen to people and start their new characters and everything. And Sam
Hmm.
Riegel is always so interesting because I think he and nope, Liam O'Brien talk about characters, and like I think Liam tries to throw him like random things that don't usually go together. So Sam is playing a very optimistic cleric robot,
Like a
which
Warforged?
is fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know
Warforged
much
are
about his
not.
character.
Yeah, they're not a very chipper bunch, generally speaking.
Yeah, it's pretty funny so far. But I'm really enjoying it. I mean, Charles and I were really excited to. We were hoping to be able to like do a whole thing and watch it together, and then he was on call, and it was late, and I fell asleep. So,
Mm.
um, but they did air the first episode in theaters.
Oh
Actually, there
wow!
were like 8 theaters around the entire country that were showing it starting at 10 p.m. because that's when they air it
Yeah,
live. And
is it
one of
still
the
4 hours
theaters,
an episode?
yes,
Oh my god!
4 plus. And Charles and I were like, shit, we should, like, this is really uncommon. And there was one that's like 15 minutes away from our house.
Oh
And so we
wow!
really, really considered trying to go to it. But
Hmm.
Charles was like, it starts at 10. Like, we
Yeah,
can't. Like, it's too
no,
late.
that's very
Um,
late. You're gonna be up till actually 2 in the morning to watch.
well, right. And like, the thing is, I was like, well, do we just go and leave it at the break? Because there's always a break, like, to about halfway through the episode. And he was
Hmm.
like, nah, it's not worth it. I was like, all right. But so we stayed home instead. But we're excited about that. It's been a bit. They're doing a new thing, which actually you might appreciate as somebody who doesn't want to watch it because it's too much of a time commitment.
Yep.
Where they are taking the last Thursday of every month off to allow people to catch up and like give them a little bit of a break. So it'll be a 3 episode a month situation.
That would help me quite a bit if I wasn't already behind on everything I'm listening to and watching.
Yeah, yeah,
So, oopsies.
yeah.
And I'm not even up to date. Like, even on like Destiny, I'm not quite where I want to be with stuff. And I make a lot of time for that. It's kind of bananas.
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know. I feel like everybody gets one absurdly high time commitment hobby,
Yeah.
and I've got mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't. I don't know. If Critical Role were not actually 12 hours a month, and this is the least it's been, maybe I'd be more inclined. It's just, I think I've accepted it's one of those things that like I appreciate but will not enjoy. Unlike Harry
Right.
Potter, where I've accepted that I will do not appreciate nor enjoy. So,
Right.
you know.
There's just a straight up no on all fronts.
Yeah, at this point, I've seen half the Harry Potter movies, and I'm just like, what? And people are like, no, but it doesn't get good yet. I'm like, if I'm 4 movies in and it's still bad, and you still have to make excuses for it, no.
If you're
I'm
2
done.
movies in and you don't like it, it's not for you, and that's okay.
Well, once I got to the second movie, people like the third one is where it gets good. I'm like, yeah, it's better. And then the fourth one was worse, and I was just like, what?
Gets more. I think the thing is that it tends to get more mature as the books go on, and so people think that you might enjoy it more, and
Yeah.
they're probably right. I think you probably incrementally enjoy them more and more, but if you don't enjoy the
No.
base story, you're not
No.
going to enjoy it.
No, I don't. So anyway, I know that was me unnecessarily ripping a thing a lot of people love, but it's just like just contrasting. Like, I have no bad feelings toward Critical Role. I just have a bad life, so I can't enjoy it. My life is good. I shouldn't complain, but I will.
Nah,
I fucking will.
Yeah, I mean, so will everybody. I think. I have a pretty good life, and I will also complain.
Yeah, that's a big part of what we do.
Yeah.
As friends, I think.
I think so too. And on that note, I am actually going to do several things in the hopes of improving myself and my life. Would you like to hear them? Because this is what friends do and talk about.
I would love to hear them.
The first one is that I am not super comfortable with my current weight, not in terms of like a number necessarily. I mean, the number is higher than I would like it to be. Like, it hasn't really come down post Bibby.
Yeah, post Bibby.
But I'm not like super worried about that.
Term, right?
Of course, yeah. But like my clothes aren't fitting super comfortably, and like I don't know, I don't really like the way that I look in the mirror. Like, there's things, and like it is an adjustable situation.
Yes.
So I am going to do better with my food situation, which is not beat myself up if I can't cook something, but also not then go in the direction of, well, fuck, I already messed up by not being able to cook something, so I may as well just eat fried chicken.
Yeah.
Been doing that a lot recently.
There's a big gap between those 2 points, Laura. Come live with me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
So there's that. I'm going to work on just adding more vegetables to my diet because I've gotten pretty bad with that in the past like 2 months.
Oh, God,
I've just been
same.
struggling with it really hard. Like it's been hard enough for me to like produce food to eat. And so like adding the extra thing of even like sauteing spinach seems like overwhelming, which is what leads me to the second thing, which I'll get to in a moment. But the continuation of the health thing is that my Mondays and Thursdays, I'm going to get up and do my exercise bike. And then one of the other days a week when I'm with Ellie before I have to go to work, we're going to go on a hike. We're going to go on a long walk. I'm going to take the library, but I'm not going to drive. So that'll get me in 3 good days of exercise, better with the food, and give it a couple months, see how it goes.
Hell yeah. That's a great plan. I hope that it pans out
achievable.
as expected. It seems very achievable. That sounds a lot less insane than what I started doing this year. And like you'll be a lot less miserable than I often am during my exercise stuff. Oh boy.
So I hope so. And then on the second thing of being so overwhelmed that I can't cook spinach on a regular basis, I had a conversation with my manager just about the fact that they've been changing our shifts like so last minute and they've been so many resets and it's been really overwhelming. Like I am emotionally exhausted. I am actually going to try to set up an accommodation where I have a 2-hour lunch break once a week. And one of those hours is going to be a therapy session. Hey. So it'll be the first time that I've like really done therapy.
Yeah.
I've done like a session here and there, but I've never like had a consistent like weekly touch base or anything like that. So I'm going to try that for a little bit. We get from free sessions through our health insurance. So I'm going to start there and I'm going to see how it goes.
Very nice. That's a great plan. That's really good to hear. That is not easy stuff to identify and tackle off the rip. It's very easy to say, I don't feel good. It'll get better. It's really easy to do that literally every day. So being able to like, especially knowing how organized you are as a person, this seems like a really tangible approach for you that I'm very
I hope so.
Yeah. I hope it helps you become less overwhelmed.
Me too.
I mean,
me too.
I know the cadence of how I said that made it seem like I was building toward a joke, but I may be a psychopathic bastard, but I do hope that this helps you feel better. That's great.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm hoping for it. It's I was having a conversation with my manager and he was like, have you, considered doing these sessions that we get? And I'm like, Greg, I am such a hypocrite because I tell everybody to do that. Like I have had this conversation with so many of my coworkers and I don't do it myself. And he's like, well, why is that? I was like, because I can't even get my fucking license renewed on time.
Yeah.
Like I can't do it at home. Like I don't have the hour at home to do it. And he was like, all right, like how do we make it happen so you can do it at work? And I was like, we can do that.
Yeah.
Like we want to make sure, let's figure it out.
Yeah.
So
I will say a lot
that's what I'm going to work on.
I've come a long way with a lot of my mental and physical wellness over the last year or two. And I don't think I would have been able to make such progress without working from home and having some flexibility. And I take that so for granted at this point.
Yeah.
Like I think about the idea of me having to go back into a building for 8 hours straight. And I'm like, at this point, I would probably fall apart. So the fact that you got folks that are like willing to support you, like interrupting that workflow is that's going to be huge.
It's why I'm still at Apple. It's but anyway, I do have to go back into work and do the work that they pay me for instead of just complaining about
super overrated. Trust me.
Yeah.
Super overrated. I did a raid on Destiny with my boss while taking work calls this past week. It's fine.
If I could, I would.
Yeah.
Somebody was asking me if I could they were like, oh, would you be able to do your job from home? And I just laughed and I was like, no. This job is not a doable from home type of job, and that's really a shame.
I would, I mean, if Apple opens up more home positions, lock
Keeping
and
an eye
load.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will let you get back to work. I am going to go drown in bed sheets, I guess.
Sounds great.
Yeah. No, it's good. So maybe I'll have coherent thoughts in a month, and I'd love to hear how you are progressing through your new agenda.
Well, thanks. Yeah, we should keep in touch and keep me accountable because I have to reach out to them and start the sessions, and I need to do that.
Oh, I love reasons to keep people accountable. I'm such a shit. Oh, this is so good. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me on this journey.
I'm going to be angered into taking care of my well-being.
It's good. Oh, you're gonna hate me so fucking much. I can't wait. So good.
Love it. Me neither. Well,
all right.
I appreciate you, and good luck with the move. We'll stay in touch.
Thanks.
Oh, by the way, it's totally your turn to start a new game. By the way, it's been like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a long time. If you want reasons why I haven't done it, listen to this episode after I've posted it.
Yep, 100%.
Okay. Bye, Laura. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye, God. Sounds good. Bye.
Bye. Okay, good.
Hi.
Hey, hello.
Oh.
It feels I had to check the call logs. I thought we talked 3 days ago. It was yesterday. I can't believe it.
No.
We talked, Laura.
No.
It was yesterday.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, yesterday you just heard the rest of that conversation. We scooped back for a little more because we both realized we forgot to say all the things we wanted to say.
Wait, I'm not over this yet.
No, yeah, it was yesterday. It was like yesterday at like 1:35 or something, or like 12:30.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was.
That was yesterday?
Yeah. No, Laura,
That's fucked up.
I'm having a real hard time with it too, because today has been just so much. So many things. So many things have happened.
All right. Well, let's first talk about the things that we knew we wanted to talk about and see if we have more time to talk about the things that we didn't know we wanted to talk about within 24 hours.
Okay, so let's start with me, because I might have stuff to say after this, and I just want to get this out of the way, and that way it's not just me talking for the last 15 minutes or whatever. Perfect. What happened to me a couple weeks ago was I woke up and I got very dizzy, and then my watch was like, your heart's going slow. And I'm like, I'm more athletic now, so that kind of makes sense. And then I did a test, and it was like, you got some atrial fibrillation happening. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And then my chest started to hurt. I'm like, okay, these are 3 very bad things all happening at the same time. So I broke my streak of 60 minutes of exercise every day and went to the cardiologist. And they...
Smart choice.
Yep. And then they ended up having to do some stuff. And I know you are driving, so if you can't check this right now, that's okay. But I'm sending you a picture. Now, when I went to the cardiologist, they had to hook me up to an EKG machine, which, they put a bunch of stickers on your chest to see how your heart's doing, right? Sure, makes sense.
Right. Been there, done that, yes.
Yep. Now, big difference between you and me. I have body hair to a much higher degree. And, I don't think I'm that hairy, but maybe it's just surprising given how I look with a shirt on. But the lady was like, all right, okay, I got to put a thing on you. And I'm like, haha, good luck. I pull my shirt up. God, the way she looked at me, it's like she'd never seen chest hair before. She was so unbelievably alarmed at what she had to do. She actually looked at me. She was like, no, it'll be a like she made the kind of noise you make when you're unprepared for something. And she's like, oh, no, we're going to have to shave it. So I have sent you a picture of me with several large chunks of chest hair missing.
I cannot wait to look at that picture when I know.
So that's going up on the Instagram for sure. But I don't frequently post shirtless pictures of myself, but this one's thoroughly humiliating.
Yeah.
And then after spending 4 hours at the doctor, 3.5 of which were waiting, they said,
of course.
The doctor actually said, Colin, you have a serious problem. You became too healthy. You got too good in shape, and you overcorrected. No, what he actually said is this is something that happens to people who are in good shape. So they hooked me up with a fucking heart monitor for a week.
Ay,
so
I've done 24 hours. A week is a long ass time.
A week of stickers on my body, 23 hours a day. When I finished my workouts, I luxuriated in the time before and after my shower.
Yeah.
I don't need these stickers on. But then they got the results back, and the phone call I got was maybe the shortest professional phone call I've ever had. The doctor was like, hey, yeah, got it all back. Your heart's fine. I'll see you in April. Bye. Click. I'm like, fucking okay.
Cool.
I guess. I'm like, the pain didn't have anything to do with it? Nah, you're fine. But yeah, that was a very scary day, but I'm back on my shit, and my chest hair is still not back. So that was the story I wanted to tell you, and I forgot. Somehow I forgot,
incredible.
even though I have giant chunks of hair missing from my chest. I got to do like a nipple comb-over.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when you do that, post that picture to the Instagram also.
All right. Now, you told me you had an outing to the library, and I want to hear about this.
I did. And again, I can't believe I forgot this, but I guess since yesterday felt like 7 days ago, I guess everything makes sense.
Yes.
So I had a total, like, that mom outing.
That mom?
Yeah, like the mom that does not have her shit together and is an absolute disaster mom.
Okay.
So Ellie and I didn't have to work until, I can't remember, I must have been doing like an overnight or something, I don't remember, but we went to the library because they do like infant and toddler times at 10 a.m. on Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, like we need to do a thing, like, and get out, and it's time, and you know, I haven't been exercising as much as I want to. So I'm going to walk her to the library. It's not that far. It's like a little over a mile. But it estimates that it takes about 30 to 35 minutes to walk. And I was like, well, that's fine. Like, I can do that. So I get her all packed up in the stroller and we're walking. And I'm taking my time because, you know, whatever. I'm chatting with Mia on the phone. We're like, you know, I'm not
You're
in it for the
making your way
exercise,
downtown, walking fast.
Right.
Baby's
making my way downtown. Exactly. And I'm library bound. But holy shit. It's way hillier than I realized it would be. So I'm like walking. And also, this was another part of it I forgot. It was, I think it said like 59 when I left the house. And within the 20 minutes between like walking there and 20 minutes into my walk, it had already come up to like 67 or something like that. Like it got dramatically warm very quickly. So I was like in long pants and jeans and like a long sleeve shirt. And then I was really hot because it was hilly and it had gotten much hotter and I was dressed for cold weather and I was like, fuck. But I was like, whatever, it's fine. So I started like sweating pretty badly. And then the last hill before the library is like a really major hill and it's the block before the library. And so I'm pushing Ellie up in the stroller, talking on the phone, like way out of breath, sweating profusely.
Oh, God.
And I realized that it took me a little bit longer to walk than I expected to. Like, I thought it was going to take, 25 to 30 minutes, and it took, like, 35 minutes. So I was 10 minutes late to toddler time. But I was like, whatever. Like, it's outdoors in a parking lot. Like, nobody gives a shit if you're on time, right? Which, is a logical assumption.
Sure.
But then I will explain to you, the library has an upper parking lot and a lower parking lot. And so you walk kind of around the back of the library, and then there's a steep set of stairs that goes down to the lower parking lot, which is where, the toddler time is. So I get to the top of the stairs, and I look down at this, like, very peacefully arranged group of moms, and of course they're like, all of the little seats are full except for like the one in the front in the center. And I'm like, great, like I'm gonna be that person like walking in late, like 10 minutes late. I was like, it's fine. But then I went to try to get Ellie out of the car, of the stroller, and I'm an idiot because I knew this was gonna happen and I let it happen anyway. I put the diaper bag on the back of the stroller because I was so hot and it was so heavy that I was like, why don't I just push it? So I was like, okay, the stroller is counteracted by Eleanor's weight, but if I take her out of the stroller is going to fall over backwards. And I know this because I've done it before. But my mind was also saying, but I need to rush.
Yep.
So I pick Ellie up and the stroller goes flying backwards, and then a whole bunch of stuff falls out of the side pockets on it. And then Eleanor's shoe falls off, and then my AirPods and chapstick literally fly out of my jeans pockets. It's like standing on the top of the stairs, like full view of all these moms, and I was like, "Wow, I just exploded like a fucking soundbar."
How do so many things fall at the same time?
I do not know, and I don't know how her shoe came off. Like, I don't know what the hell happened. So I like spent a couple minutes like gathering myself back together, being like, great, I'm that person.
I can't tell if I'm deliriously exhausted or if this is the funniest thing I've heard all fucking month.
I mean, it was pretty funny. So I finally get it together, and then I'm carrying Eleanor, and I have this stroller, and I'm like, I don't fucking know how am I supposed to get down? She weighs like 30 pounds. So I like slowly bumped myself down, and like it was fine. I parked the stroller and I sat down, and I'm so sweaty, and they only had the front seat, so we like went to go sit there. And for a minute there, I thought that she was gonna like stand up and go steal the bubbles off the table and like ruin toddler time. And I was like, I really cannot handle that. But she did great. She sat in my lap, and it was really wonderful.
She could tell you were having a rough hour, so it was like, I'm going to cut you some slack on this one.
Now, if you had to guess how long toddler time would be, how long would you guess?
An hour.
Yeah, me too. Guess what it is?
What is
Less than 30 minutes. So I was 15 minutes late. I got to sit for 10 minutes. And then it was over.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what the fuck? I mean, it was lovely. And then I ended up, like they're like, stay around, socialize. Like you don't have to leave or anything, but they're not doing the songs and the singing anymore and the reading and whatever. And so I was just like, oh, whatever. I'm just going to stay in the library. And then I got to chatting with two. This is actually pretty ironic. There were two moms there. One of them has a daughter just a couple days older than Eleanor, and one of them was significantly younger, like, 8 months younger or something. But they're both type 1 diabetics that both have the Dexcom, because I was wearing a shirt, like I took off my sweatshirt and they could see my Dexcom on my arm.
Yeah.
And so the three of us were chatting, and like one of them is a 5-month-old, so she's like holding the baby. And the one whose kid is Eleanor's age, she was like holding her in her arms, and the kid kept on trying to escape, and she just kept on like holding her anyway. And like, I was just like, whatever, I'm going to let Eleanor roam. Like that's who she is. I let her explore. And so we're just chit-chatting. Like I have my eye on her, obviously. Like I'm, not letting her just run into the street or anything like that. But I turn around for a second and I'm chatting with them, and she's going over to explore some plants, and like she loves plants. And then the person running toddler time, who was like packing everything up, goes, excuse me, just put, and I turn around, I was like, that's poison ivy, isn't it? She goes, yeah. And Eleanor was just touching all the poison ivy, and I was like, why?
No.
So I pick her up, and like, thank God for the woman who was cleaning everything up. She was like, do you want me to take your stroller? I was like, yeah, I literally would just leave it in the parking lot. I can't do it. And so I was carrying Eleanor, who was not happy to be carried, into the library. She started shrieking hysterically and screaming. I had to give her like a full upper body bath in the bathroom sink.
Oh my God.
It was so much. And this was all like 20 minutes. Like I got there and left within maybe 30 minutes. And I was like, holy shit, I am a mess.
That is the worst library experience I think I have ever heard.
Yeah. That's quite a lot.
Rough. That's so rugged.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing is that it was immediately funny. Like I was leaving and I was that should have been in a sitcom. Like it was absolutely ridiculous.
Who actually encounters poison ivy anymore that isn't, just a dated sitcom writer?
I mean,
it's just, it doesn't happen that often. Not in public spaces.
I feel like they have this whole setup, and there's like really nice plants around the library. They have a garden right outside the door. Like
it's like the person running the event knows what it is. They're like, oh, you can't go to the poison ivy hole. Like, yes, that's part of our display, but don't go there. Like, get rid of the hole.
Yeah, it was a mess. She did not get poison ivy. I washed her like profusely, and then I have some I have like a specific wash because we had some poison ivy in our yard, and I was worried about it. That helps remove all the oils and everything. So I washed her with that as soon as we got home, and she was fine. She didn't have any sort of reaction. But like, wow, it was a lot, and it was very funny.
Yeah, that sounds like both of those things. That's incredible. I wish I had anything today funny that happened, but it was just I can't top that. I cannot top exploding mom. Failure to launch class, crash into poison ivy nonsense.
Yeah.
That is really a story in 3 acts that I couldn't possibly top. But I will just quick down the bullet list. I tried to get internet set up at the new place, and it took a couple days for them to tell me that the reason that I couldn't get it set up is there was still a line active there. Like, oh, disconnected. And they said, okay. Oh wait, actually, it's an employee of our company, so a special group has to do it. Laura, 2.5 days passed of me getting on the phone with actually 6 or 7 different people. Finally happened today, an hour after we got the keys. So I went back to that apartment by myself and set up the internet. So that saga's fucking over.
Thank God for
While
that,
I was dealing with that on the phone, we went to U-Haul and they were like, oh yeah, that thing you booked for 2 days, we don't have that.
No.
And Rebecca's like, I have a screenshot of the thing. And they're like, yes, you do, but our system doesn't. So go to this other U-Haul to get a smaller truck for the same amount of time. And we go there, and they're about to give us the truck, and the guy reaches to give us the keys, and he looks at it. He's like, "Are these supposed to be here?" And I'm like, "What?" And he's talking to the other guy there, and I look closely. The key is hanging on something that says shop/repair.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, "Oh, no." So, and then he just takes the keys, goes out, and looks at us, and then they come back in and give us the keys, and they're like, "Nah, it's fine." And Rebecca's like, "I don't know about this." I'm like, "I don't know. I guess we'll find out." And she's not feeling good today. Rebecca did actually pass out at one point because she drank coffee too hard. So that's what happened. She's nearby and she's protesting, but I won't have it. She drank coffee too hard and it knocked her the fuck out. She fainted in her car is how she says it. But so she was like, I was trying to take care of her. So I'm like, I'll drive the truck. And she's like, okay, she hates my driving.
Right.
So, but I drove the truck. Yeah. In a big ass truck that, let me explain, I was driving the truck and it was like, I got back to the place fine. We loaded up and we start driving. I'm like, this thing, like I've driven U-Hauls before and I'm telling her this one feels shitty.
Yeah.
And then all we have to do is drive down this one street that goes fucking straight down the city. And there's a cop blocking the road and there's nothing happening. There's no accident. There's no traffic. There's just like 5 blocks of empty street. And the cop is like, I just don't feel like letting people drive today, I guess. And so I'm like, okay, let's fucking turn around. This one street going through the center of the city has no workarounds. We had to go like 5 miles out of the way down a bunch of back roads. And like my back tire like nicked a curb as I was going through a traffic circle and I was trying to get the sun out of my eyes. And Rebecca was like, no, okay, I'm not passing out anymore. I'm driving. So then she takes over the U-Haul. And as soon as she gets behind the wheel, she's like, this is not a janky U-Haul. This is the most fucked up vehicle I've driven ever. Yeah. When we got onto hills and stuff, like the transmission was not shifting properly. The brakes were not working properly. So we got, so it's just a lot of stuff went bad today, but I think we got it together and tomorrow we have to do more work. But this is why when I said, hey, we recorded yesterday, my mind was just as blown as yours because today has been such a fucking trip.
Yeah.
And I am just like very glad it's over. Very glad to hear about your library catastrophe, honestly. That is a nice little
I just pulled in. I can look at the picture now.
Oh, God. I got to hear your reaction to this. They had to shave several spots so that the stickers could attach to my skin.
It looks like a video game character mustache upside down. Oh, that's incredible.
Yep. So that's just kind of what I've been packing for a couple weeks now.
I will say I can't. I've been having a little bit of a rough time. We talked about it on lunch.
Yep.
Yesterday. God, was that really only yesterday?
You know, a whole day ago.
What day of the week is it?
It's Friday. It's Friday, baby.
That's really unbelievable.
Yeah. No, it sure is.
My entire week has run together entirely.
Yep.
Well, be that as it may, I had a lovely morning with Ellie this morning. She woke up at 7:20. I brought her downstairs so she could say bye to Charles before he went to work. She is such a little freaking magical human being. She full on eats with a spoon now. Like
that's a big improvement from her failing with the spoon and refusing my help.
Yeah, I mean, she's really, she didn't want to help because she wanted to learn, man. It's incredible. She ate an entire bowl of oatmeal and spilled like maybe 1 spoonful in her bib, and the rest of it ended up in her mouth. And like, you know, normally she kind of fucks up a little bit, and so
that's better than
I
me.
stir a little bit like towards the end because she usually gets it in like the corner, like, you know, the side that's closer to her in the bowl. And so I was like, oh, let me just stir it to help you get. There's nothing left. I was like, you did it. You ate the whole thing. And I like looked in her lap and there was nothing in her lap and just like a little bit in her bib. I was like, damn.
She fucking got
really
it.
Great.
She figured it out.
She figured it out. And then we read a lot this morning. She was really into reading books. And then as I think I told you, one of my commitments to myself is to exercise in the gym twice a week. And then like one of the days that I'm with Ellie before I go to work, I do like a long walk or a hike or something. And so today with my long walk, we went on a 2.5 mile walk just kind of around town.
Nothing flipped over, exploded, itched, anything like that?
No. And she wore her hat the whole time. So it went very well. But so I put her
at this point, might I suggest a helmet?
It's probably smart. It was really nice. And then I got a really cute video of her and Maria like singing and dancing to Elmo's Worlds before I went to work, and And I actually had like a decent day at work today, so
That's
yeah,
great.
things are pretty
That's
good. I
lovely.
do have to work tomorrow, which is kind of lame, but it's because I took
Yeah,
Sunday off to take Ellie and Charles trick or treating, so it'll be worth it.
worth it. All right. Well, I need to go and
Yeah, go sleep.
just yeah,
Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna do that
good.
because I'm just gonna read you my current activity rings on my watch right now. 1,397 calories burned, 149 minutes of exercise. So
Wow.
I'm a sleepy boy. Sleepy boy.
That's, may I say it, too much?
Mm-hmm.
That's too much.
Yep.
Yeah.
For some reason, I still did a big ass workout this morning
Why?
before exercising. I don't know. People say doing manly stuff puts hair on your chest, and I desperately need that right now. So I guess that's what I'm working with. All right. I'm going to go to bed. Good night,
Good night,
Laura.
Colin. See you soon.
Talk to you soon.
How You Doing is a Common Geeking Program production. Starring Laura Becker and Colin Ketchen, with editing and original music by Colin. You can see and hear more at the website podfriend.pizza, or follow HousePod on Instagram for a real-life look at their friendship. If you enjoy the show, spread the love. Tell a friend, share your favorite episodes, and remember to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Colin and Laura will talk to you again on the first Monday of every month. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.
Come and meet